So now we're in Cecilia Quad, which is directly in front of Cecilia Hall. And Cecilia Hall is where 90 to 100% of the classes are going to be held. And in addition to all the major classrooms on campus, we also have the library located at one wing. And then down at the other end, we have the Learning Center. And the Learning Center is where you're going to go to get free tutoring for any classes that you may need help in, or it's pretty much just an academic hangout where you can go to have study groups and make sure you're on top of your academics here. We do a lot of different club sports throughout the year. We have a lot of fun with our athletics here. For example, we have a really big 4-on-4 basketball tournament throughout the year, and they end up going into the championship, and it's a pretty big deal. Heading over to Castle Fields is some more of our athletics. We do soccer out here. We do softball. Actually, our softball team competes in a league down in Torrance or San Pedro locally, and they have a lot of fun with that. That's our Marymount Mariners team. So softball and soccer are just two examples of the over 30 clubs and organizations that we have here at Marymount College that students can get involved with and participate in. And then also Castle Field is a site of graduation. So when you're done with your 2 years and you've got to head on to another school, this is where you're going to be on the big day. I actually happen to be a sophomore this year, and I'll be attending UCLA in the fall. So I'm going to miss Marymount, but I'm headed on to a great place. I'm pretty excited about that. So now we're here in the chemistry lab. Here at Marymount, we do have one science requirement. And so usually a non-science major is going to take something like physical science. And that'll be right here in the chemistry lab. So look forward to spending at least one semester down here. We're back here in the lab area, and what's really nice is you're, again, never going to have more than 16 students in a lab, which actually turns out to be about our average class size, 16 to 17 students. And you'll have lecture up here, lab back here. So now we're here in the library. Comparatively, it's small, but we actually have over 30,000 volumes in print, and I personally have never had a problem not being able to find something that I needed for a project. It's a great place to do, of course, research and study in between classes. If you need to work on your own computer, this is a wireless hotspot, so you can bring up your own laptop. We also have computers for student use as well. And with those computers, we have access to online databases when it comes to doing research. So that's a very, very helpful tool. We also have librarians, of course. Actually, this is our head librarian here. This is Melissa Wong.
Hi, Shannon. How are you today?
Good. Can you tell us a little bit about the library?
Absolutely. We have about a 20,000 volume book collection, and it's very tailored to the needs of our curriculum. So we buy a lot of books based on what we know faculty are assigning in their classes. We subscribe to about 100 magazines and journals for students to read when they're in the library. But then we also subscribe to over 12,000 more through our online databases. So
and that's the really good research tools that we use when we do our papers.
Fantastic research. We also get some online encyclopedias and a number of other databases that give you book chapters, books, lots and lots of material to use for your research papers.
Definitely helps for the papers. Thank you.
You're welcome. Good to see you.
Thanks. See you later. And actually, you can get online here if you have your own laptop, if you want to do your own work. And of course, like we were saying, it's just a great place to study. So here we are in Cecilia Hall. Again, this is where most of the classes are going to be held, and maybe you can see some classes in session. Again, we have an average class size of about 16 to 17, and so you're really going to get to know your professor. A lot of times you're on a first name basis with the professor, and it's just really nice and hands-on. And in here we also have the Advisement and Transfer Center, so we're going to head in there. So here we are in the Advisement and Transfer Center. We're a two-year school, so obviously we're going to work on getting the students up on out of here and onto a four-year institution. And like I was saying earlier, I'm actually heading to UCLA in the fall, and this office actually helped me get there. And here's Virginia Wade. She's the director of the Advisement and Transfer Center, so she's going to help us out.
Welcome, Shannon. And what can I help you with today?
Just can you tell us a little bit about the Transfer Center in general for prospective students?
Okay. We're a busy place. May not look it today as final exams are here, but our students come in to use our services in support of what they learn with their academic advisors, as you know, and students are expected to work with their advisors, and then we provide additional support in here for both students and actually for the advisors also. Our students come in with different ideas of where they might want to transfer to. The UC system is very popular, UCLA, Berkeley. Santa Barbara are probably some of the highest on the list. And then, of course, many of the private colleges, LMU, USD, USC, probably USF and Chapman are some of our most popular schools that students think they might want to transfer to. We encourage students to help find a school they want to go to based on what their major might be, what their interests are. We look at the courses, of course, they're taking for graduation and how those fit in with their transfer plans.
And then when we come in here, we do the articulation agreements and everything. We just kind of get you more competitive for the major, for your school, and
Exactly.
it's a good place.
So that you can make you know, you can become more competitive and make a good transfer to a school that meets both your needs and your interests.
Yeah, and I hear there's a lot of people who maybe don't get into their top choice school out of high school, and then they come here and they end up getting into their top
You know,
choice
and
school.
many of the Cal States have outstanding programs that we want students to look at also, to explore and not to rule those out, because they all have some very challenging programs that are very successful, leading to great careers and internships and futures.
And getting out to the real world.
Exactly, exactly. So any way we can do to help you with that, we're here.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So yeah, Advisement and Transfer is a great place, and if you choose to come here, definitely get in here right away. And now we're going to head on to the Learning Center. So here we are in the Learning Center, and this is where you can come for free tutoring for any subject that's offered at Marymount. This is the director of the Learning Center. This is Sharon Johnson. Hi Sharon, how are you?
Shannon, it's good to see you.
You too.
Nice to meet you too as well.
Could you tell us a little bit about the Learning Center and what goes on in here?
Sure, I'd be happy to. We provide tutorial support for all the classes that we teach here, and we're very lucky and fortunate, as you know, as Shannon knows, that we provide both faculty and peer tutoring, and that makes us fairly unique in Southern California, and we're very excited to have teachers available to our students as well as good peer tutors. We also have a strong study skills development program, and we have handouts and workshops and can help students with their time management.
That helped me out a lot.
Good, I'm glad to know that. Also, this is where students with disabilities would access support services, and so Ruth Proctor, our coordinator, is housed in this office, and so students who need extended time for exams or note takers would come here. And this is just a good place to academically hang out.
Always in here doing study groups.
We do study groups, we serve coffee and red vines and try to make a really good study environment for our students.
Thanks for all the snacks.
Yeah, oh, you're very welcome.
Thank you, Sharon.
Okay,
nice
good.
to see you. See you later.
Bye-bye.